Hello, everybody, and welcome to Poland Daily Travel, where this time we say, head east, young man. We're going in search of Eastern promise to the Białystok region, about 2 hours, give or take a few kilometers, east of Warsaw. This is an area of hidden treasures, castles, palaces, wildlife, and of course water and the great forests. The Brunitsky Palace in the center of Białystok stands out as a Baroque masterpiece, often compared in its own way to a smaller version of Versailles. Then there is the unmissable little fairy tale town of Tykocin. It lies in bucolic splendor astride the Narew River, with its fine church and synagogue and restored castle. It's an undiscovered Baroque jewel. And so we scratched the surface at least to tempt you to the wonders of this beautiful and wild region of Poland. We know you're going to really enjoy these episodes. So stay tuned as Poland Daily takes you to the Białystok region, in the far east of Poland. Visit our Poland Daily Live page and subscribe to all our great programs. Thanks for watching. So Bogusław, where are we exactly? I mean, this is an amazing building. It's the Grand Synagogue, the Great Synagogue.
Yeah, it's the Great Synagogue of Tykocin.
Yeah. What's a bit of the history of the place?
You know, that place that we are in now was built in 1642, and it's well preserved and it stands in the same way through 500 years almost. In that place that we are now, before that synagogue was also synagogue made of wood, but of course, during the time, it was rechanged with that one, made of bricks. But the history of Jews of Tykocin start in 1522, so it's about 500 years ago.
And what happened? I heard that they, in my reading, I found that the first Jewish families, there were 10 or 12 families, that were invited by the
noble guy called Oscar Gashtot. He was a Lithuanian duke, the richest guy in the Lithuanian Commonwealth.
Hey, but we're in Poland. Why was he Lithuanian?
Because it was a borderline between the Lithuania and Poland. Okay. The Narew River that we have here, it was a borderline. And Tykocin was really important because of all those taxes and so on and so on. So it was a king town.
Maybe it was Sudan.
Yeah, that's it.
So it was Tykocin at that time. Now it's a very small town. But at that time, and what time are we talking about again?
We are starting our history on the beginning of 16th century.
The beginning of the 1500s. So this is early Renaissance.
Yeah, you can like that.
Yeah, and the Jewish families were invited here. Why? Why did they suddenly invite Jewish people?
To begin new businesses here.
Okay.
You know, they were merchants, craftsmen. In 1522, here came just 10 families. Why 10? Because it's in Jewish tradition, 10, it's minyan. When you have 10 adult men, you can start a new community, because it's the minimal, number of people that can be in every moment of Jewish life, like bar mitzvah, like funeral, and so on and so on.
All right. So and what kind of trading were they doing?
At first, they were trading grains, because everywhere around there was big landlords that were, cultivating grains and selling that through Gdańsk to Western Europe. It's, it's the time, 16th and 17th century, in the history of all Europe is the time when the Western Europe is growing really fast. There's the beginning of industry. And here in the Eastern Europe, we can say that it's a place that they are feeding them, They're preparing food. And
so this was a place a rich place for growing wheat, etc., barley, this type of thing, oats. And it was kind of a breadbasket for for the rest of Europe. in
Yeah,
some
we can
sense.
call it like that. And another step that we cannot forget, it's also wood and all wood products.
Yeah, because we know the great forests were here, and we still have in Białowieża remnants of the great forests of that time, which lie on the border of what is now Belarus and
yeah.
Poland, right? Yeah. So the Polish-Lithuanian kingdom, that was eventually, actually it was joined around that time, wasn't it?
It was in 1569.
1569. Okay, so the first Jews are coming here in the beginning of the 1500s. 1569, you have finally this union of Poland and Lithuania, and a sort of a resurgence of this area. It was a rich, as we said, a place for grain and for export of that, growing and export. And then, how long does it take? What is the amount of people it would take to create? What size of the Jewish community would it take to create a building such as this? Because it's extremely impressive synagogue.
We are speaking here about a few hundred people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were quite well off, obviously.
Yeah, at that time, of course, because it was so-called the golden epoch or golden era of trade with wood and so on.
Yeah.
16th and 17th century.
Yeah.
That situation will change with time, because in 18th century, you know that we are in the time that Poland will be participated.
Yeah, partitioned.
Partition.
This becomes part of Russia at that point, this area, and border with Prussia nearby, right?
Like that.
Something like that. You're the historian. I'm just a journalist. Okay, we'll be right back. Stay with us. I'm with Bogusław. We're in the great cathedral. We're in the great synagogue here in Tykocin, a beautiful little town in eastern Poland near Białystok. And this is an incredibly impressive building. You have to see it for yourself, really. It's amazing. And is it the best preserved synagogue?
In that
Poland?
part of Poland, for sure.
Yeah, in this part of Poland. I guess in Kazimierz and Krakow you have another one. Yeah. Stick with us. We'll be right back with more exciting stuff from the synagogue in Tykocin with Bogusław. Bogusław, what are we looking at now?
We are looking at the eastern wall. Eastern, that's the most important wall in every synagogue, because it's the direction of Jerusalem.
Okay.
So, Holy Land. In church, you will find the altar. And in synagogue, it's Aron HaKodesh. So it means Holy Ark. Holy Ark, it's a place that will keep Torah scrolls inside. And now I will go there.
You want to go there and
I think that I will show you.
Okay, show what it looks like. Yeah.
Maybe it will be just... Behind the parapet.
Okay, so
It looks like that.
they're stored behind this thing?
Yeah.
In this sort of cabinet there?
Yeah, it's like a cabinet.
And this is where you put the most precious books of the
five Torah scrolls. Yeah.
How much?
5.
There's
It's 5 book of Torah.
Okay, so there's always 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now, of course, it's empty because there's no Jewish community here. And that synagogue, it's not
There's
all...
no Jewish community left in the
Yeah,
town.
there's any single Jewish people
Not
here.
one Jewish person is living here. And that's because of World War II, right?
Yeah, it's because of annihilation in 1941.
Yeah, the Germans marched everybody out of town and then...
to the forest of Lopuchowo, and they killed everybody.
Yeah.
Just 17 people left from all Tykocin.
So everyone was killed, and nowadays this magnificent synagogue, and there's no one here, because no one here to celebrate on a regular basis. But you have a lot of visitors, right?
Yeah, we have visitors, but you know it's a state museum, so we have also some rules according to that.
Yeah, but you get a lot of people from Israel, I presume, or United States, Jewish people who come to see this.
About 70,000 of people by year.
70,000?
Yeah.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Come on, enjoy me. He's ducking under this because we're not supposed to be in there, but he's doing it anyway. What about the scriptures that we see on the walls? What is that about?
in every single place, in synagogue on the wall, you will find prayers. To put it here, you need to pay money. It was, some sign of nobility. From the other hand, it was really practical way. In the times when you have no electricity, and the reading from the small book, small letter, during the winter time was impossible. So it was easier to put it somewhere on the wall with big letter.
It's easy to see.
It's easy to see.
Because it's dark, they have no electricity, of course. We're spoiled, aren't we? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can see that we have candelabras. And in time without electricity, they were hanging just like that, maybe 3 meters over us. So.
Yeah. And they would have had actual candles. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a job just to keep the candles burning in all the religious houses. So these actual writings are some kind of prayers.
Prayers, psalms, songs, everything from Bible. And what's the most interesting fact that it's the oldest layer. So if we will take a look on the picture from the interwar period, you will find a bit different prayers because it was layer by layer, layer by layer.
Oh, so it was painted over.
Yeah.
It was painted over, so you would have layers and layers.
We are speaking here about 18 generations.
18 generations?
Yeah, of Jewish people. So every single generation have to put some new stuff, new prayers.
And people were paying to put this up there?
Yeah, of course.
And so my name is Jakob, and I pay, and I get my wall. Right, but then when I've paid, but then somebody else comes to pay in the next generation or whatever, will they pass down in the family as well?
Of course.
Yeah. So your section of wall could be passed down in your family. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, stay with us. We're walking around in the synagogue here in Tykocin with Bogusław, who's the local historian. What he doesn't know about this place isn't worth knowing, I would say. Stay with us. Poland Daily Travel.